Welcome back, family, to What God Did, that your favourite spiritual guardian. As always, let's cook. There's a weight to the world, a heaviness that creeps in when you're alone with your thoughts. It can crush you, or it can forge you into something stronger. We've all felt that cold doubt, the voice that says you're not enough, but you're still here. That's proof of a strength you might not even see in yourself. This isn't just another video. It's a recognition of the silent battles you've fought and won. Today, we'll pull back the curtain on that quiet strength, the relentless spirit that keeps you moving forward. If this resonates, join our community. Your presence here makes us all stronger. Now let's begin to rule forever. Subscribe and join our chosen family today. You've walked through fire, the kind that leaves scars, not just memories. Every mark, every ache is a testament to the battles you've survived. These aren't just wounds. They're the proof that you kept moving forward, even when the world tried to hold you back. You've been shaped by the heat of adversity, molded by moments that threatened to break you, but instead, they forged you into something stronger. You've known heartbreak that felt like the world ended, when the silence after loss was deafening and hope seemed impossibly far away. There were nights when tears felt endless, and mornings when getting out of bed was a victory in itself. You felt the ache of dreams slipping through your fingers and the loneliness that follows. You've faced rejection that made you question your worth. Moments when you wondered if you'd ever be enough. The sting of not being chosen, of being left behind, cut deep. But even as doubt crept in, you found the courage to keep showing up, to keep believing in yourself, even when no one else did. You've endured professional losses that shook your identity, setbacks that made you question your path. The dreams you built with sweat and sacrifice sometimes crumbled, leaving you to pick up the pieces and start again. Yet you learned that failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, a chance to rebuild with greater wisdom. You felt betrayal from those you trusted most, the sting of broken promises and friendships lost. The pain of being let down by those you counted on could have closed your heart forever, but you chose to keep it open, to risk connection again, even when it hurt. These wounds could have hardened you, but they didn't. You still find joy in small things, a child's laughter, a shared smile, the warmth of sunlight on your face. You still choose love, even when it's easier to turn away. You still hope, even when the odds are stacked against you. That's resilience in its purest form. That's not weakness, it's the ultimate strength. To see the worst and still choose to care, to trust, to try again. That's the mark of a true warrior. You've learned that real courage isn't the absence of fear or pain, but the willingness to keep moving forward despite them. Every time you rise after falling, you prove your spirit is unbreakable. Your heart isn't unbroken. It's a masterpiece of repair, stronger in the broken places. Like kintsugi pottery, your cracks have been filled with gold. Your story is more beautiful because of what you've overcome. You learned vulnerability isn't fragility, it's the source of your greatest strength. You absorbed the storm and became resilient, not in spite of your pain, but because of it. The pain stripped away what wasn't essential, leaving a core of unyielding strength. You're not who you were before the fire. You're wiser, more empathetic, and more attuned to the struggles of others. You've discovered a peace that comes from knowing you can survive anything, and a quiet confidence that radiates from within. You recognize pain in others, offer a hand, because you remember what it's like to need one. Your happiness is earned, a fortress built from every tear and sleepless night. You know that true joy isn't the absence of struggle, but the triumph of spirit over adversity. You're not happy in spite of your past, but because you understand its value. When old shadows creep in, remember the landscape you've already crossed, the mountains you've climbed, the storms you've weathered. Every step forward is a reminder of your resilience. You've faced your greatest adversary, the part of you that could have given up, and you won. Every day you choose to keep going is another victory. Each sunrise is a new opportunity to prove to yourself that you are more than your setbacks, that your spirit is indomitable. You are a survivor, a warrior, a testament to the enduring human spirit. The worst didn't break you, it made you. You carry the fire of your past as a beacon for others, lighting the way for those still lost in the dark. Nothing that comes next can truly defeat you. You are fundamentally, unequivocally unstoppable. That's your legacy, a life forged in the flames of yesterday, shining brighter with every new day. The world is full of voices telling you what you can't do. Every day you're surrounded by a chorus of doubt, people eager to remind you of your limits, to point out the boundaries they believe you can't cross. Sometimes these voices are loud and obvious, but often they're subtle, disguised as concern or realism. They echo in classrooms, locker rooms, and even at the dinner table, repeating the same old refrain, "That's impossible, don't even try." They build cages from their own fears and call it advice. Their warnings are the bars, their doubts the locks. But these cages are invisible, constructed from their own disappointments, their own missed chances. They want to keep you safe, but really they're just keeping you small. They hand you their limitations, hoping you'll wear them like armor, not realizing it's just another set of chains. But you listened to a different voice, the one inside you that spoke of possibility. That quiet whisper that said, "What if?" The voice that dared you to dream, to imagine a life beyond the fences others built. You learned to trust that inner guide, even when it was drowned out by the noise of the crowd. You realized that the only permission you needed was your own. You saw opportunity where others saw emptiness. You started with nothing but conviction and built something from it. Where others saw a blank field, you saw a future stadium. Where others saw darkness, you saw the first light of possibility. You put in the work when no one was watching, fueled by a vision only you could see. Building from nothing is sacred work. It's not about resources, but resourcefulness. You became an alchemist, turning dust into gold. Every setback became a lesson, every obstacle a stepping stone. You learned to improvise, to adapt, to create something out of what others discarded. You didn't wait for perfect conditions. You made progress with what you had. Your actions shattered old limits, setting a new standard for yourself and those around you. You didn't need to preach. Your results spoke for themselves. Every finish line you crossed, every barrier you broke, became a beacon for others. You showed them what was possible, not by talking, but by doing. You became a living example of what happens when you refuse to accept can't. Now people look at you with awe and wonder, unsure how you did it. The difference? You tuned out their limitations and tuned into your own purpose. You became the proof they never expected to see. Some are inspired, some are threatened, but all are forced to reconsider what's possible. You've become a mirror, reflecting back to them the dreams they once had. You walked by faith, not by sight. You trusted in something greater and tapped into limitless strength. When the path was unclear, you moved forward anyway, guided by belief rather than certainty. You learned that faith isn't about ignoring fear. It's about moving through it, knowing that every step forward is a victory over doubt. You rewrote the gospel of can't. Your life is proof of what's possible. You're not playing by their rules. Your rules are based on faith, not limitation. You erased the word can't from your vocabulary, and in doing so, you gave others permission to do the same. Your journey is a living testament that the impossible is just a challenge waiting to be conquered. You are a pioneer not because you set out to be, but because you refused to accept the horizon as a wall. Let them watch and wonder. Your journey is for your own becoming. Every step you take blazes a trail for those who will follow. You are proof that the only real limits are the ones we accept. You did what they said couldn't be done and discovered your boundless power. You are a testament to the impossible made possible. That's the story you're writing, and every day, with every action, you remind the world that the gospel of can't was never meant for you. The toughest battle isn't with the world, it's with the voice inside your head. Every day you wake up and face that inner critic, the one that knows your fears, your insecurities and your weaknesses better than anyone else ever could. Self-doubt whispers, magnifies your flaws and tries to convince you to quit. It tells you that you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, that you're destined to fall short. It's relentless, showing up in quiet moments and loud ones, always ready to pull you back. There were moments you almost believed it, tempted to take the easy way out. The path of least resistance called to you, promising comfort if you'd just let go of your ambitions. You felt the weight of fatigue, the sting of setbacks and the ache of loneliness on the journey. But you didn't. You chose discipline over comfort. You laced up your shoes, got back up and kept moving forward even when no one was watching, even when it would have been easier to stop. You learned to observe doubt without becoming it, to acknowledge fear without surrendering. You discovered the power of a single breath, the clarity that comes from pausing, and the strength that grows in silence. You protected your focus like a sacred flame. You understood that your attention is precious, and you guarded it fiercely, refusing to let the winds of doubt or distraction snuff it out. You guarded your energy, refusing to waste it on distractions or negativity. You learned to say no to what didn't serve your purpose, to set boundaries and to prioritize your growth above all else. You stayed on your path, even when it was lonely. You walked roads few dared to travel, trusting that the journey would shape you, even if the destination was still out of sight. This unwavering focus is your secret weapon. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the hopeful from the relentless. You became a strategist, not just a worker. Success isn't just hard work. It's smart, intentional work. You learn to plan, to adapt, to study your craft and refine your approach, always seeking to improve, never settling for good enough. The real prize is internal. Honoring your commitment to yourself, becoming who you're meant to be. That quiet pride, that sense of fulfillment, is worth more than any trophy. External rewards are byproducts of that alignment. They're symbols, not the substance. The true victory is the transformation within. Your true wealth is your character, integrity, discipline, kindness, resilience. These are the qualities that last, that inspire others, that build a legacy beyond any scoreboard. You chased purpose, not just success, and as a result, success found you. You discovered that meaning is the real fuel and that joy is found in the pursuit, not just the finish line. You became your own ally, your own loudest cheerleader. You learned to celebrate your progress, to encourage yourself when no one else was around, to find motivation from within. When doubt whispered, you answered with self-belief, forged in your past victories. You built a library of proof. Every challenge overcome, every fear faced, every small win stacked on the last. You reminded yourself of the fires you've walked through, the mountains you've climbed. Each scar, each memory became a badge of honor, a reminder that you are capable of more than you once believed. You became your own source of motivation. You learned to generate your own momentum, to create your own reasons to keep going, even when the world was silent. That's the ultimate freedom, to master your mind, to conquer the only enemy that could ever truly defeat you. When you own your thoughts, you own your destiny. You are unstoppable because you've defeated yourself. You've turned your greatest obstacle into your greatest ally. That's the final piece of the puzzle. The moment you realize that the only limits that matter are the ones you set for yourself and the ones you choose to break. You are truly and forever unstoppable. The victory is yours, not just today, but every day you choose to rise above the enemy within. This is the anatomy of your strength. You're unstoppable, not by luck, but by the fires you've survived, the limits you've shattered, and the demons you've conquered. These aren't just stories, they're the pillars of your future. Resilience is your birthright, paid for in full. The journey never ends. There will be new challenges, but you're not the same person who faced the first ones. You carry the proof of your power within you. Let this knowledge be your shield and sword. You've done it before, you'll do it again. Now let's anchor this strength together. Begin prayer over gentle music. Spirit of the universe, thank you for the scars, the heartbreaks, the failures. They made us strong. May we never lose the fire. Amen today. You don't have to be alone. Join our chosen family today. Subscribe, as always. Keep loving who loves you. See you back here next time, family.